Welcome back. Now, Electricity Minister Kgosientsho Ramokgopa is getting the ball rolling on nuclear energy. This minister has issued a determination in the Government Gazette for the country to procure 2,500 megawatts of nuclear power. Now, this energy could eliminate about 2.5 stages of load shedding, but before any excitement, keep in mind that it is only likely to come online by 2033. Happy Khambule, Environment and Energy Manager for Business Unity South Africa, joins us with his take on the move. Happy, always a pleasure. Good afternoon to you.
Thank you for having me.
All right, the issue of nuclear in South Africa is contentious. It's polarizing. Can you just help us understand why that is the case?
So, as you accurately reflect, it is quite a contentious issue. It is politically charged. Not only because of our recent history, but because of the role in which nuclear tends to be beneficiated through the industrialization process when it is being at least deployed in a particular country. So there are different applications for nuclear. The most prominent one people know of would be military use. So a decision that goes with, let's say, an energy investment in nuclear or a medical investment into nuclear can quickly either be aligned with military applications of nuclear, or can be seen as a step towards that. So it becomes very touchy situation. And I mean, in our circumstance, at least in South Africa, it was exactly that when the nuclear industry was first created in South Africa. Quickly, we had those kinds of weapon armaments that use nuclear fabricated fuels. So it's something that is born from an international concern, but also from lived history in South Africa.
When we speak of South Africa moving in this direction now, Happy, I'm keen to find out here, how does this fit into our energy mix? Is it in the IRP 2023 document, where nuclear will fit in? What is our government envisioning there?
So we're sitting in a situation where we've got two regimes of energy decisions, right? We've got a regime that is before let's say the 2019 regime and a 2023 regime. So nuclear sits fairly well in the 2010 up to 2019 energy regime, where it was always understood that at least you're going to have some form of nuclear in the system outside of Koeberg, and the amount of what it is was in question. And then quickly, it became clear that the governance processes and the decision-making around actually getting to a nuclear decision or making a determination on the nuclear decision needs to take a particular kind of regulatory process. So as a result of 2010, where I think we had 9.6 gigawatts of nuclear, up to 2019, where we had a reduced amount of 2,500, we then had these determinations then start coming out. At least the latest determination is strictly in line with the 2019 one, and the public participation process that led up to the concurrence that NERSA that NERSA had considered in 2020 and up to 2022 has been undertaken. So this is just the next step as a result of that public participation process up until the concurrence of the determination. So this new IRP, the 2023 one, has an additional amount of nuclear, which is different from the initially conceived one. It might be that they could be rationalized together, but we're not sure. We will see with the final one. But these do represent two different regimes.
I must also ask you, as we start to speak about nuclear, in my mind, I'm thinking very big power stations. Now, if we think of Medupi and Kusile, lots went wrong there, Happy. And actually, the consequence of doing badly operationally in a coal-fired power station, not so detrimental to people. But for nuclear, we should probably get our ducks in a row when we, put that plant online. We can't afford to have shoddy work. We can't afford to have parts of the plant not working. And so as a South African citizen, I sit with trust issues. And I'm wondering if it's a rational concern here when we say we're going to build nuclear power stations here. What does it mean for, overall concern over the environment, over our health as a country, and our ability to bring the project online and safely?
Yeah, I mean, it is a legitimate concern because, as you said, the history with power projects of that scale or anything close to that scale have not proven to bring us into confidence. I mean, the difference, at least between a coal-fired power station and a nuclear one, is if the nuclear one is has shoddy work and even has a crack in one of the edifices in terms of the building as it is, or there is a misalignment between what is produced from the hardware to the software and how the enrichment process occurs, it will not go online. So the fail-safes are of a nature that the international community has even more of a bearing in terms of the development as well as the built quality of this of the power plant. So for example, with a coal-fired power station, you really have one main regulator, right? That's NERSA, and then to a certain extent, of course, but just as important, you've got the Department of Forestries and Fisheries and Environment. But with a nuclear power station, you will have the International Atomic Agency involved. You'll also have the NNR, which is the National Nuclear Regulator. You have NERSA also involved. You have the Department of Forestry, Fisheries and Environment. And then you've got all these other departments as well who are there to ensure that if something is wrong, it does not go online. So I think one solace that we can think about is that if it goes ahead, there is a high chance that there is a greater consensus of that it is the right way to go, or right, that it is played or has fulfilled its requirements. And if it doesn't go ahead, it means that there was something materially wrong and it will not go ahead. So I think that's the thing about nuclear, is that it's either it fits the purpose and it's got the requirements of prescribed and then you've complied, and if you haven't, it's not happening.
Well, it's all we have time for, Happy, but thank you for unpacking that for us. I think many people would put to rest and are always keen to engage. Thank you. That was Busa's Environment and Energy Manager, Happy Khambule.